Hi, everyone. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for coming to watch another What Else is Going On, aka WEIGO podcast YouTube video. I'm your girl, your host, Taria. Um, I hope your Friday is going well. If not, I hope that it gets better. What y'all got planned for the weekend? Y'all doing anything fun? Are y'all enjoying this cool down weather? I am in mourning a little bit because I know summer is coming to a close and I love summer weather. Even when it's hot, even though when it's too, I'd rather be hot than cold. When I'm cold, I just feel like I can't so I love summer weather. And then it's daylight is longer. I love that. I even notice now it getting darker earlier. And when I'm leaving out in the morning, sometimes like this morning I left out and it was kind of dark and I was like, oh, it would normally be light this time. So there's that. So I wanted to come to y'all. I'm taking a little break. I'll probably finish early anyway, but I wanted to take a break and talk to y'all about some things that I saw yesterday. And I have a lot of Bravo stuff, so I'm going to split it up into two shorter videos instead of just one long video. So let's get on into it. First up, Mauricio Umansky in the middle of another lawsuit. Now, to be fair, the lawsuit that was brought against him, a couple years ago, um, basically someone was accusing him of someone said there was a mansion involved, and someone said that they presented an offer of X amount of dollars. Mauricio never responded because he had an interest in the home. Him and his partner bought the home, flipped it, and then sold it for way more. But that lawsuit went on for a couple of years, but it ended up being dismissed, I believe, in 2022, 2023, something like that. So that's one lawsuit that was dismissed. So we'll see how this new one ends up, because according to Page Six, Mauricio Umansky sued for allegedly receiving $3.5 million in fraudulent pandemic relief loans. Let's see. According to In Touch, Realtor LLC claimed in its July 2023 complaint that Umansky, 54, and his business partner, William Billy Rose, via their luxury real estate firm, The Agency, applied for and received two payroll protection program and CARES Act loans totaling $3,521,153. The programs were created during the C-19 pandemic to help prevent the termination of employees by providing loans to businesses that were unable to pay their workers. Realtor LLC alleged in its filing that the agency, which was showcased on the recently canceled Netflix reality show Buying Beverly Hills, was among many large profitable companies that obtained their pandemic loans by misrepresenting their financial situations, claiming their businesses were eligible when they were not, or misrepresenting how the funds would be used. The lawsuit alleged that Umansky and Rose falsely certified that current economic uncertainty makes this loan request necessary to support the ongoing operations of the agency. So basically, they said, we need these loans in order for us to continue to operate. In addition, the amounts they applied for and received exceeded the loan limit of 2.5 monthly salary with a cap of 100,000 annual salary per employee. The complaint claimed, adding that the men later applied for and received full loan forgiveness, knowing they were ineligible for the loans in the first place. The filing argued that the agency's profits would have been minimally impacted, if at all, because their revenue was based on a percentage of real estate transactions, typically between millionaires and billionaires, not consumers who are unable to buy goods or dine out because of C-19 restrictions. In fact, the suit claims that the firm's business grew massively during the pandemic, as it had $6 billion in sales volume in 2019, which rose to $6.5 billion in 2020. Wow. And ballooned to 11.2 billion in 2021. That's a big jump. So before the pandemic, they had 6 million. During, in 2020, 6.5 billion. I'm sorry, they had 6 billion, then 6.5 billion during the pandemic, and another 11.2 billion in 2021, which was still during the pandemic times. Realtor LLC argued in its complaint that the allegedly fraudulent received loans only bolstered defendants' profits. Wow. So they're saying that the loans only boosted the profits that they were already making because they were in fact profitable. A rep for the agency denied the allegations in the suit, telling Page Six, the claims in this case do not reflect the reality of our operations and financial situation at the time we filed for our PPP loans, and we intend to vigorously defend these meritless claims. The rep went on to say that the agency has always operated with the highest level of integrity in all aspects of our businesses and insisted the company faced significant challenges during the C-19 pandemic, including layoffs and cutbacks. Reps for Umansky, the estranged husband of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Kyle Richards, did not immediately respond to Page Six's request for comment. Look, they better hope that they kept record and still have record of what they did with that money, because there was very specific rules, parameters, around getting the money. You had to have certain qualifications to get the money. And then when you got the money, it had to be used a certain way. That's why all these people who are out here getting these pandemic relief loans, then buying cars and flossing and vacationing, I don't know how they thought that they wouldn't get caught. Like, did they really think that they weren't going to come back and check the files? Like, now, wait a minute. I guess they just thought they were going to get away free. And if this is true with Mauricio, the agency, and his business partner, I guess if they did fill out these applications knowing that they didn't qualify, once they got the loan forgiveness, they probably thought they were in the clear. Again, that's if they knowingly apply for these loans, or they apply for these loans knowing that they didn't really qualify. So, child, we shall see. We shall see. We shall see. Again, I hope that they have their paperwork in order to show this is what they did with that money. But I wonder, at this point, let's say if they're found guilty, would it be like even jail, or would it be just like restitution, paying back? You know what I mean? Because it's not like the government coming after them, but then again, that probably wouldn't even matter. It's Realty LLC. Anyway, they better have their affairs. They better have their affairs and paperwork in order. Moving on, let's talk about some more RHOBC news. RHOBC, Lord, I got Orange County on the mind. Some Beverly Hills news. This is according to the Jasmine brand. Garcelle Bouveau says son Jax, 16. Is it Bouveau or Bouvet? I should know this by now. We'd have known her from fancying before. But anyway, Garcelle says son Jack, 16, won't appear on RHOBH due to racist attacks online. Garcelle has revealed her son Jax will not be appearing on this season of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills after he endured horrible cyberbullying 2 years ago. Jax was subjected to terrible online harassment back in 2022 after his mother became embroiled in a feud with several co-stars. And trolls sent him, I done turned it off. And trolls sent him cruel and racist remarks. During an appearance on the Pop Culture Moms podcast, Garcelle, 57, revealed that her son approached her with his decision to not appear on season 14 of the show. Right before the season, Jack said to me, "Mom, I can't do it anymore. It was too negative for me." I respected that. And so he's not on this season at all. I wasn't going to force him. When he said that to me, I said, "Well, I respect you for that. You don't have to." I wonder what made him do last year. Like, what made him able to do, like, is he still getting threats? Like, he got the threats, remember that stuff, and then they filmed last season. I wonder if he got even more threats and more attacks, and he's like, you know what, I'm just done. Or if because we know that a lot of her stories centered around her sons last year, and I wondered if she was like, Jax, can you do this for me, last season? Because it was something that they were going through anyway, and maybe he said yes, but now he's done with reality TV. My heart goes out to that young man. No one should have to endure trolls, racist attacks, cyberbullying, any of that online. I remember some of those messages sent to him, and her cast didn't really seem fazed by it for her. She did speak out though and said that Teresa Giudice reached out to her and wanted to make sure that her and her kids were okay. And I will say that gave me, I saw Teresa a tad bit differently. Her saying that, because that was off camera. It wasn't made public until now. But the fact that, Teresa saw what she was probably going through, because Garcelle said, Teresa said her kids have been the subject of online bullying as well. So Teresa reached out to her to make sure she was good and supported her even more than a lot of her castmates. I think that is insane to me. I wonder, I know that they've moved past it, but how she feels like working with these women, knowing that if it was one of their children, if it was Kyle's daughter, if it was Dorit's, well, Dorit's kids are younger, but you know what I mean? If it was any of their children, it would be a huge deal. And as it should be, right? But with Garcelle, it just wasn't like that. Now, I do have to ask y'all something, because I've seen this conversation come from non-white folks, meaning Black folks. Some people feel like Garcelle is pulling the race card. What do y'all think? Do y'all think she's trying to use it to basically do whatever she wants to do, but when they come back at her, she's saying racism? Because I've seen this conversation, and I've seen it pertaining to this interview that she did when she said that her son wasn't going to be on this season because of the attacks, because of him having experienced the online bullying and racist attacks. And people have said that they felt like she was basically pulling the race card. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that that's what Garcelle does on this show? I'd really be interested in hearing what y'all have to say. And last thing on Beverly Hills, let's talk about Miss Erika Jayne. This is also coming from the reality blurb. Erika Jayne discussed contempt in marriage to Tom Girardi and hardest part since split. Plus, she and Teddy dissed Lisa Vanderpump as Teddy recalls late night calls. Erika Jayne addressed contempt in her marriage to Tom and the hardest part since their separation. After Erika left Tom in 2020, allegations surfaced that the attorney embezzled money from clients. The estranged couple had been married for over 2 decades, and many cast members assumed they were solid. Speaking on Two T's in a Pod, Erika said she kicked off the separation streak on RHOBH, alluding to the later separations of Kyle Richards and Dorit Kemsley. Erika expressed that she doesn't think she'll ever marry again, and she addressed how she turned a blind eye to Tom's alleged cheating. According to Erika, at the end of the marriage, there was contempt on both sides. Teddy shared that she thought Erika's marriage was so much better than her own when Erika first joined the show. I was holding up the walls of a marriage that was, sliding, Erika responded. So I can't believe you'd think that. Reflecting on the upcoming 4-year anniversary of her separation from Tom, Erika said the hardest part was being accused of things that I did not do and having it repeated over and over to the world. She also felt like she needed to hide. Addressing the claims that the Real Housewives of Orange County's John Jansen offered to pay his girlfriend, Alexis Bellino, double her salary to not return to RHOC, Erika said her own husband, Tom, would have paid her to do the same. But Erika added that her relationship with her first husband, Thomas Zizzo, the father of her now grown son, is great, and they're still friends to this day. Turning the subject to RHOBH, Teddy later suggested that Vanderpump, who allegedly had sick breath, because I know, when you think sick breath, like I know what I think about when I think sick breath. Jesus, Lord have mercy. Turning the subject to RHOBH, Teddy later suggested that Vanderpump, who allegedly had sick breath, would often call her late at night. Garlic, Erika interjected. Cigarettes, garlic breath, and Chardonnay. Remember, Erika said this before, and Ken was like, his wife's breath is lovely. Anyway, child, Erika said cigarettes, garlic, and Chardonnay. Maybe she drinks a lot of Chardonnay, eats a lot of garlic, and she does smoke. It was a lot of late night calls. What? Now, any other time, it don't just be popping on. Now the ads want to pop up anyway. It was a lot of late night calls, said Teddy, before imitating her voice. It was like, hey, we need to talk for a second. According to Teddy, they would discuss what I needed to do the next day, and it was never good. It was never the right advice. Erika added, that's not what the job is. Child, believe y'all all do it. Stop. Lisa's probably no different from the rest of y'all. from what I've heard from certain housewives. But anyway, yeah, y'all all do it. Y'all all plot, plan, scheme to come to us with the BS. Okay, y'all all do that. But what do y'all think about Erika talking about the marriage and, you know, her contempt for Tom and how her marriage was already not good when she joined RHOBH and that Tom would have paid her? Is she just guessing at, or did she know that? Because if she knew that, would she have taken the money, or did Tom offer her that money? Also, I know she's saying that it was people were blaming her, right, for something that she didn't do. And I think people could, you know, people were split on whether she knew or didn't know what he was doing with the money. I'll say this. It was more so when she found out her seemingly lack of empathy. I did get that on the show, she couldn't necessarily say or do too much or berate Tom because he was being charged, and she could have ended up getting herself in trouble or whatever, right? So it's best not to say too much. But what she did say didn't show any empathy for the victims. I'll say that. And maybe late at night alone, she cried, thought about the victims, what have you, but just didn't show that part on TV. I don't know. But what do y'all think about all of that? Do y'all like Erika Jayne? I'm gonna be honest with you. I know people loved her, and then when all this stuff happened, they didn't. I was never a fan of hers, even when she came on. And I don't know what it was. Well, I do know what it was, but it's like I never came back from it with her. I didn't like her, but not to the point where I'd be like, whenever she was on screen, I would still watch her scenes, and she didn't bother me. I just didn't really care for her, if that makes sense. You know, you can be like, but it doesn't like make you want to be like, oh, here go their scenes. Let me fast forward. Like with Ashley Darby on Potomac, I would fast forward a lot of her scenes, but I didn't do that with Erika. But do y'all remember Erika's first season? And it was the Munchausen. And it got back to Yolanda, and they were at the carnival in Erika's backyard. I think she put on like a carnival or whatever. That what she called it, a carnival, circus, something. And Lisa Rinna wanted to know, well, wait, how did it get back to Yolanda? Did you say something? And Erika was like, no, I didn't say anything. But then in her confessional said, yeah, I said something, but I just didn't feel like telling her I did. And for me, I was like, you out here saying you give 0 Fs, you this girl, you that girl. Why you ain't tell her at the table in front of everybody? Yeah, I told her, because she knew that had to be how Yolanda found out. And I don't know, something about that just rubbed me the wrong way. And I never really trusted Erika from that point on. That's what I should say. Not really that I didn't like her, because I've said before that I didn't like her. I liked watching her dress up, her fashions and stuff, but I didn't really trust her from that point on. But hey, you know, to each his own, what have you. But what do y'all think about Erika? Do y'all like her? Did y'all like her? Do y'all want to see her rise from the ashes like a phoenix? Y'all let me know what y'all think. Also, let me know what y'all think about Garcelle and her son not appearing this season. If y'all think that maybe he didn't want to appear last season, but maybe she talked him into it for her story. And do y'all think that she is pulling the race card, as some non-white folks have said? And let me know what y'all think about Mauricio. Child, Mauricio is out here in these streets with his little young thing, go around my with your tongue ring. Ooh, gee wally wally, ooh, gee bang bang. You really make me wanna. He is out here with his young thing. They say that he is submitting, honey. That's what the internet's saying. So y'all let me know what y'all think. I will be back in a little bit. See ya.